Alright. If it wasn't PlayStation, which it is, you probably thought of Sony. So Sony, this company is what we're going to explore today. I'm Daniel Gallarda, and this is Kelsey Boss, and we're going to explore the start of Sony, how it grew, how it deals with the current conflicts and scandals and hacking that has happened currently, and how we can see in the future and what's going to happen with Sony in the few years to come. Alright, so in the start of Sony, in 1946, Masaru Akio and Akio Morita both founded Tokyo Telecommunications Engineering Corporation, in which they sold like radios, audio recorders, basically anything that do with sound electronics. So 9 years later, they kept the idea of sound and then named their company after it. So Sony, which is Latin for sonus, meaning sound, gave it that idea, and they kept that theme of sound throughout the company. So many years later, they were expanding to the American markets, and they needed something to really affect and hit the American markets to make it big, like the money producer. That's when that came along with the PlayStation. When PlayStation came out in 1995, basically the first week when it came out, it sold over $100,000 copies on the first weekend. And basically they used this as a model to ensure quality over their customers and loyalty. So they have this legacy with the PlayStation. The PlayStation grew up as an idea to be more than just to be an electronic way to like listen to music. It can be gaming, experiencing videos. PlayStation 2 and 3, they had their own way to play DVDs. Like the 3 has the first Blu-ray player built into a gaming console. And it had the idea of Sony being more than just an electronic company. So today, Sony is no longer just Tokyo Electronics or just Sony. It is a lot more. It has evolved. Basically, Sony is now Sony Music, Sony Entertainment, Sony Global, and it is a triumphing company to this day. But like any other company, you see many conflicts. I'm sure you all heard of the interview and the whole scandal we heard not that long ago. And basically, it's a lot of it's just publicity and controversy. There's a lot of things we don't know about it. And these things that we don't know is that how it really truly affected Sony and really pulling it down and not being the company it wants to be. So a lot of things people ignore is that what does a consumer want with a company that has been hacked? Like, why would you trust a company with your credit card? Like, why would you trust a company with personal information they don't want someone from North Korea to have? But most importantly is that the employees are in the most danger. And I guess the good example of this would be someone just recently who has almost stepped down. So, Kelsey, take it off.
All right, so this is Amy Pascal. She is the co-chair of Sony right now. She's decided to step down recently because her emails got hacked in the 2014 hacking for the interview, and it came out that she was a major greenlighter for the interview. Now, Amy Pascal has been with Sony for over 20 years. She's managed to raise about $46 billion just working with Sony Entertainment. And during the 2014 hack, it came out that she also made some not so nice remarks about Obama, saying that his taste in movies was more or less racist. So, in response to the flat-out deprivation of privacy in her emails and within the company, she decided, I'm just going to pursue my secondary goal, which is being a producer. Since she's such a valued person within Sony, they decided we can't just let you go. So we're going to give you 4 years and throw you into being a producer within Sony Entertainment. It's a huge pay cut, but she's doing what she loves, and she gets to stay with the company, so it's not too bad. And she's decided she's going to move in May, which is not too far away. There we go.
No, keep going down. Down.
Yeah. There we go. so moving into the future, what we're about to see, speaking of Amy leaving in May, Project Morpheus has been announced. You may or may not have heard of it. It was originally introduced as an idea in 2010, and it was just sort of a pastime at that point. They were like, hey, this could be a cool idea for our PS3 or for our PS4 that we're just now thinking of. And then the Oculus Rift came out. If you haven't heard of the Oculus Rift, it's a massive device that you put on your head and you can see in 3D. It's pretty interesting. Well, they decided, all right, the Oculus Rift is making a lot of money and it's not even fully released yet. We're going to go ahead and push this forward. And so they started developing it in 2012. It's a virtual reality headset, and right now there's no actual release date, which is kind of a downside because a lot of gamers are looking forward to it. But it is said to be released maybe this year or next year. Of course, no release date makes everyone pretty sad. Oh man, I'm not good at these. Anyway, moving on. Spotify. If any of you have a music account on Spotify, well, you know it's music. Sony and Spotify have had a huge issue with each other because Sony has this app called Music Unlimited. Most premium users get any music they want to play while they're playing their games. Well, Spotify has been running into them pretty often, so they decided, hey, let's just team up. We'll make a lot more money this way. And now Music Unlimited app is getting canceled, which a lot of premium users aren't exactly happy about on the PlayStation Network. However, you do get to play any of your music from your account straight into your games or movies or whatever you're into, watching and whatever. And this is going to happen in March, which is pretty cool. And so far, that's all that they've really released for the next few years, but we're looking forward to possibly a touchscreen TV that Sony is developing to combat Microsoft's touchscreen TV that they just announced. In conclusion, Daniel managed to cover the brief history and some of the present, and I picked up finishing with Amy Pascal and touched a little bit on what's to come. So, there we go. Are there any questions?